Welcome to Unlocking Potential with Sifiso M. This channel is based on the philosophy that human beings are born with the ability to make the world a better place than we found it. I certainly believe that we can make the world a better place if we are better human beings. We can only become better human beings if we unlock our God-given potential so that we can make the world a better place than we found it. In this channel, we will be having elevating conversations that make us better human beings. We will also be discussing principles that are timeless and universal. So, I would like to begin the episode of today with a story, the famous story of the French philosopher, Denis Diderot. Denis Diderot was an 18th century French philosopher and writer who gained a reputation as a deep thinker in the elite circles. Despite his intellectual prestige, Denis Diderot found himself unable to pay the necessary dowry when his daughter was to be married. Fortunately, his work had won him many fans, including, as it turns out, Catherine the Great, yes, the Empress of Russia at the time. So, hearing of his financial struggles, she offered to buy his library and solicit his services as her personal librarian, for which she would pay him handsomely. Shortly after this turn of good financial fortune, Diderot came to own a fancy new scarlet robe. Diderot liked what the robe appeared to confer on him, but felt the remainder of his possessions no longer stood up to the beauty and prestige of this new one. How could he be expected to wear such a fancy robe but sit in a shady chair, walk in scruffy shoes, or even write at a Spartan desk? In quick succession, he purchased a leather chair, leather shoes, and an elaborate wooden desk, all of which seemed a suitable match for his scarlet robe, or perhaps, more importantly, a suitable match for the person who wears a fancy scarlet robe. Like falling dominoes, it was one purchase after the other. This chain reaction of purchases later was known as the Diderot effect. The Diderot effect states that obtaining a new possession often creates a spiral consumption that leads to additional purchases. I mean, you see this pattern in our daily lives almost every day. You buy a dress and have to get new shoes and earrings to match. You buy a couch and suddenly question the entire layout of your living room. You buy a printing machine and you find yourself having to buy all the accessories that go with it. So this chain reaction of purchases is active in our lives. So since this is deeply embedded in our lives, how can we make this work for us? I believe that we can make the Detroit effect work for us and not against us. And I also believe that the Detroit effect can be a powerful force of self-improvement if it's working for you. But it can also become a terrible curse upon your life if it's working against you. So, how can we make this creative force work for us? I have an idea. Listen to this. I think we can make the Detroit effect work for us if and only if we link it to our identity. So, your behaviors are usually a reflection of your identity. What you do is an indication of the type of person you believe you are, either consciously or subconsciously. Research has shown that once a person believes a particular aspect of their identity, they are more likely to act in alignment with that belief. So, if I identify as a person who values education and knowledge, I will spend most of my money on stuff that make me more intelligent, smart. Like I'll spend my money on books, I'll spend my money on courses, I'll spend my money on self-improvement classes. See, that chain reaction of purchases is positive. It's positive for my identity because that's who I am. Let's make an example. If you identify as a person who values health and gym, you can purchase a membership, a gym membership, or you can invest in eating organic. But the point I'm trying to make here is if we link the Diderot effect with our identity, then the chain reactions of purchases will be positive because that's who we are. We are only acting in alignment with our beliefs. So, now that you know about the Diderot effect, remember, awareness is key. How is the Diderot effect finding expression in your life? How is it embedding itself in your life? How is the Diderot effect controlling your behavior? Talk to me in the comment section. That was my idea, and I think it was worth sharing. Bye for now.